Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today we're going to be looking at another elite bow, which is the Eaglehorn Crusader's bow. The Eaglehorn Crusader's bow is an interesting one because it has a lot of very weird effects. And as we go over it, I think you'll agree with me, it's kind of strange. And we're going to have to figure out exactly what character could best use this item, what build could best use this item. So right off the bat, we have a pretty high amount of damage of 45 to 302, but it doesn't stop there. Because it has a enhanced maximum damage based on character level. So not enhanced damage, but enhanced maximum damage, which is kind of strange. So it increases the maximum, but not the minimum. And we end up with 302 max, but we still have the same minimum of 45, and it goes up even higher than that. So it can go as low as 190 and as high as 313, which is pretty kind of crazy. We also have +1 Amazon skills on here, which is always nice to have. Would be nice if it was +2 though for such a high level bow. Just in general would be really nice if we had a higher level item. Higher plus skills for a higher level item. We also have 200% enhanced damage on this, which is in complement to the massive enhanced maximum damage. So we've got 200% enhanced and basically 198% at level 99 enhanced max damage, which combine together to make a really high damage bow of 302. If we take a look at something like the Hydra bow, which is right here, or sorry, the Wind Force. The Wind Force is 35 to 519, and our Eaglehorn is 45 to 302. So as you can see, the Wind Force still beats it out because it has that massive maximum damage on it. But I feel like there's some interesting things here going on with the Eaglehorn, which could actually tip it over the scales because it has this enhanced maximum damage as well as an enhanced damage. It almost makes me think that if we had a very nice jewel that had plus maximum damage on it, we could potentially multiply the maximum damage increase. And I know this sounds kind of weird, but because it's plus max damage, if we were to put a plus 30 max damage jewel inside of the Eaglehorn, the plus 198% enhanced should technically enhance the 30 max damage as well, and the 200% enhanced will enhance the 30 max damage. So we'll end up with, I don't know. Let me break out a calculator real quick just to check this. So let's pretend the 30 max damage on a jewel was affected by the plus max damage. So that would be plus basically 200%, right? I mean, we'll just round it out. So we're looking at 90 instead of 30, which would bring us from 302. So 302 plus 90. So we're looking at 392 once you calculate that in. And who knows if the enhanced damage has any effect on that. It's interesting. Very interesting. I'm very curious also if it has any effect on other max damage, because it's very rare to see an enhanced max damage effect. And I don't really know how that interacts with, say, other max damage items you might be wearing. Like, for instance, what if you were wearing War Travelers that have a very nice max damage bonus? What if you had max damage charms? Could they potentially interact with the Eaglehorn in a way that was unexpected? I don't know. But as it is an inferior version of the Wind Force as far as physical damage is concerned, because it does have less physical damage in general. However, it does have some other interesting effects, and let's go over those. So we also have on the Eaglehorn a very nice ignores target's defense. So it's going to hit pretty much every single target you fire a bow at. Unlike the Wind Force, which you're going to need attack rating for, the Eaglehorn will not miss, basically, unless you're just really low level. because there is a level penalty for attack rating. It will not miss most targets except for bosses. And then on top of that, it also has an attack rating based on character level. So even those bosses that you come across that you might not necessarily be able to hit, well, guess what? Well, you got a pretty nice bonus to attack rating on there for that too. And then also a very nice bonus to dexterity, which is 25% off weapon ED. So you also get a nice bonus to your range damage with the 25 dex on the bow, and it also offers more attack rating as well. So if we were to throw this on a character, we should be looking at some pretty high attack rating. We've got 8,928, and then that would be multiplied by our skill. Like for instance, if we were using strafe, now we're at 15,206 attack rating. So I think like the real sort of thing going on here with the Eaglehorn is, number one, you don't miss. Like with 15,206 attack rating and ITD, none of your attacks should ever be missing. On top of that, we've also got very nice enhanced max damage and damage. So it's a very high damage bow that doesn't miss. So if you ever wanted to just like slap a bow on an Amazon and be like, okay, I need a bow that's not going to miss a target, like no matter what, this is a very easy choice. On top of that, you could also speed it up a little bit with a shale rune. You could put a 1540 jewel in there. But with the enhanced max damage effect on this, I almost think that the better choice would be to put like a 15/30 max damage jewel or something. I give it a little bit of IAS to speed it up, but also increase the maximum damage even further. Not 100% sure on this one. I mean, the fact that it doesn't miss is really kind of cool, and I think that by itself is definitely an interesting aspect of this bow. As you can see, it does pretty well. I mean, this is hell difficulty, players 5, and it's not exactly failing in physical damage. It's not exactly super slow either. I mean, we could speed it up a little bit by throwing a shale rune in it. I mean, we throw shale runes and everything, don't we? There you go. There's a shale rune in there. That brings it up to a very fast attack speed. I mean, we're definitely not having any trouble hitting anything. That's for dang sure. I feel like there's not a single time that we've missed so far. I haven't seen any X's. In fact, let me take off the torch, because the torch often interferes with that. I mean, it's actually a pretty solid bow. Is it better than Windforce? Is it better than a Faith bow? Maybe not, but it's probably a lot cheaper. Like if you were an early ladder Amazon and you didn't have good equipment yet, I could totally see this as being a viable option for an early ladder Amazon. Specifically because, number one, it's going to fix your attack rating issues, which you're going to have attack rating issues early on because your equipment's not good yet. You don't got your attack rating charms, your max damage charms. You're not running, like perfect equipment. You don't have a good attack rating, like dual life leech ring yet. Maybe you don't have your skill points all the way up yet. And it's only level 69, so it's not like exactly bad to the thing, and it's actually pretty darn cool. Like I'm actually having a lot of fun with this particular bow. Like looking at it, I feel like there could be a build with this particular bow just for the fact that it literally never misses, like the never miss bow build or something, where you have like ridiculous amounts of attack rating, ITD, and everything else, and you're like, hey, I may not do that much damage, but I never miss. Not even the Ubers. Like, I always hit my mark. You do like some sort of like silly, like Hawkeye move or something. All right, so let's go over to Silo's Pen and let's take a look and see where we could potentially find ourselves an Eaglehorn, how rare it is and whatnot. So I was looking up the Hell Rack last time. Let's go to the Eaglehorn, which I swear sounds like some sort of, I don't know why it sounds dirty. It sounds dirty. The Eaglehorn. It's a relatively high-level item, so let's do 400% magic find, and let's go to bosses. Looks like Diablo in Hell with a 1 in 1,000 at 207, and Bale with a 1 in 1,053. Fisto's pretty trash at 1 in 7,956, but I guess you could farm him for other things. Like maybe you're going for Arachnid Smash or something. You know, it could be a good farming spot. Although if you are on an Amazon and you're actually trying to kill things on an Amazon, I feel like Diablo would probably be your better bet there, just simply because he's easier to farm, easier to get to. You don't have to worry about trying to teleport anywhere. Let's take a look at super uniques. Neelathak's not a bad choice. You can farm him for keys and try and get your bow at the same time. 1 in 8,125. That is kind of a dangerous area, though, full of like physical immunes and all sorts of other things. So you might have a little bit of trouble farming that zone if you can't bypass the monsters. And Amazons don't really have a lot of good ways to bypass things. We got Doc Farron. He's easy to farm, but a pretty crappy drop rate at 1 in 12,000. Pindleskin, same thing. 1 in 12,500. Very easy to farm, but crappy drop rate. Thresh Socket, same thing. Very easy to farm, crappy drop rate. Diablo, this kind of solidifies Diablo because Grand Visor of Chaos, Infector of Souls, and Lord Des Seas can all drop the bow, potentially. Looks like even Eldritch can drop the bow. It's kind of crazy. So Eldritch and Shank, as well as Hephaestus the Armor, can all have a possibility of dropping the bow. So you could do a pretty decent little combo here. Kill Doc Farron, kill Shank, kill Eldritch, and then go kill Thresh Socket, then kill Pindleskin, and then go down and kill Hephaestus the Armorer, and then kill Diablo, as well as Grand Visor of Chaos, Infector of Souls, and Lord Des Seas. That's a nice little, like, pretty hefty little farming circle there that could eventually yield you with an Eaglehorn, if not any other number of good uniques or set items. All in all, with this bow, I'm not really sure what to think about it. I don't really think it's technically better than Windforce, but it does have +1 to skills, and Windforce does not. So perhaps this bow could be an interesting intermediary item, like in between a Windforce and something that has decent plus to skills. Like perhaps for a Freezing Arrows on who doesn't want to miss her targets, or I'm not really sure. It doesn't have any life or mana steal on it, which is a downside. And it doesn't miss. I mean, the Eaglehorn doesn't miss. That's all I can say about this bow. If you want to not miss your target, this bow is good at not missing your target. It has attack rating, it has dex, it has freaking ignores target's defense, and it has decent damage. I mean, it's not bad damage. I definitely wouldn't say that it's as good damage as the Windforce, but it's certainly, like, even in Players 5, as you guys can see, it handles content just fine. I mean, I have no Mercenary, I've got no Might Aura, I've got no Fanaticism Aura, and I'm literally running around murdering things fairly easy with this bow. I mean, as you can see, it handles the monsters in Players 5 Hell relatively well, just using Strafe. And I think that's in part to the fact that it just doesn't miss. A lot of the other bows, I feel like they're probably missing a hell of a lot more than this bow ever does. And because this bow doesn't miss, you've got no issues taking out pretty much any target you come across. And that's just with something like Strafe. I could be using multi-shot instead. And I could just be not missing with multi-shot either. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when we're looking at strange items like the Eaglehorn Crusader's bow. And as always, tell me what you think about this bow, because I want to know, and you guys need to tell me because I'm a little confused on this one, and I want to know what you guys think. And yeah,